The nurse needed to do some assessment, and you know what the mom did? She got so pissed that the nurse touched her, and she's been asking her to not touch her. She punched the nurse. Punched the nurse. And you know what the funny thing about this? I beg your pardon. Mic test 1 2 3. Mic test 1 2 3. Hey besties, it's your favorite caffeinated, medicated, and always dehydrated Nurse John, and welcome back to your favorite podcast. I beg your pardon, bestie. I miss you so much. How is life going? It is springtime, baby. And you know what I smell? I smell summer. I smell festival. I smell heat. I smell good weather. Right now, though, it's so depressing because it's just raining where I am right now in Montreal. But, but in 5 days, actually not in 5 days, tomorrow I am moving to Los Angeles, California. Oh, I'm leaving my California life, baby. Mm-mm-mm. Yes, Bessie, you heard that right. I am moving to Los Angeles, California. And let me spill the tea for you so you can be updated. The reason why I'm moving to Los Angeles, California is because I want to, first of all, take my NCLEX and work in California because all these bitches, all these nurses who are working in California are getting a lot of money. They are walking with their Chanel bags, Louis Vuitton, Dior, and stuff. And I want to live that life. Because here in Quebec right now, we are not living that life, baby. We need money. And the job we do, we're not getting paid enough. And in California, baby, apparently they are treated right in there. I mean, like, it's never 100% right, but better than every other state. Okay? So yes, I am moving there. I'm going to get my NCLEX. I'm going to take my NCLEX. I have not taken an exam for so long, Bessie, that I need to study for this. You guys have to pray for me to make sure that I pass this NCLEX, which I know I will because I have been, teaching as a professor. So I kind of still have the basic in me, the refresher when I was teaching my students. So I should be fine. But just in case, hopefully I don't fail because I don't like failing. Oh my God. But yes, Bessie, I want to work as a per diem nurse because that's also an option in the United States, which is not an option here in Quebec where I live because it sucks to be a nurse here in Quebec. And I am so happy. And also at the same time, Bessie, I am working on something big for y'all in Los Angeles. Your bestie is now a content creator too, full time at the same time. And I'm loving this job so much because there's so many opportunities that came in my way, which I'm super happy. And first of all, I will never ever get this opportunity without every single one of you, my besties. You guys put me on a spotlight. You guys gave me this shining moment. And I want to utilize this fame, this status. And again, I'm not saying fame or status as in like I'm higher than everyone else, but this spotlight that you guys gave me into some good things. I want to bring back. I want to give back to all of you. So I am working on something big for all of you because I love you all to the bits. And for all the people who have seen me live in the theater, shaking my ass, making you all laugh, thank you all so much. That was so fun being in San Francisco and Nashville. I am so happy for every single one of you who showed up in those 2 live shows with Stephen Ho. Thank you guys so much. You guys hyped me up so much, and I did not expect that people are going to come out and really show love and support. And I was just so happy. You know what, guys? When this thing was offered to me, I asked myself so many times. I was like, wait a second. Me going on a live stage doing all of this? I don't think so. I feel like, I still have this imposter syndrome of like, do people really like me, or do people really find me, funny or entertaining, or someone that they would spend, their time day off for? And you guys really did show up. You guys don't know that after all of those shows, I was literally crying. Crying because you guys made me realize how much love and support you guys showed me. And you guys showed up. Thank you again so much. And in 4 days from now, I am performing in Netflix is a joke. Do you guys understand that? Netflix is a joke. This festival in Los Angeles consists of a bunch of well-known comedians everywhere around the states. Big comedians, okay? And I was offered this opportunity again to be able to perform in that festival May 3rd. And again, you guys pop off and you guys sold out the show in 20 minutes. That is crazy to me still. But again, thank you guys so much. I am, my heart is so full. I don't know what to say anymore. I'm just so grateful for every single one of you. And even the ones who who wasn't able to do so because they're too far. I'm thinking of you, Bestie. I am preparing something for you. Oh, Bestie. I feel like I'm spilling all the fucking teas in here, Bestie. But what I'm trying to say is that I will see you soon. Okay? Trust me. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I will do everything and anything for you. I'm just so busy right now because I am moving to Los Angeles. And to give you guys a bit of spiel about my health, because you're probably wondering, like, John, you have to tell us about your health and stuff like this. What's going on? I know how you guys have seen all the videos of me in my Instagram and social media sharing my journey of like the colonoscopy and stuff. So I just want to give like a little preface of this, of like what's happened, like a little summary of my whole health journey so that, people can be more aware and learn more about my situation. But basically, I have had like bowel habits changes, and it kind of like alerted me because I got so sick. I even lost like 7 kilos from all the sickness I felt. So it warranted me to go to a private doctor because public system. And to correct this again, not because I live in Canada doesn't mean our free healthcare is actually free. It's not free. It is free, but we pay of it on our taxes. And at the same time, free doesn't mean good, because even though it's free, you won't see a doctor in freaking ages, okay? Because it's public. And if you want to not pay money, you're going to have to wait for all the things that you are feeling. Unless you're dying, they would not see you in a heartbeat. So I went to the private clinic. I've seen a private doctor, and they did some blood tests. I told him what happened and I was feeling, and he's like, okay, I cannot give you colonoscopy now just because we haven't done any tests. So if any of these tests came back positive, we're gonna do the colonoscopy. And then a week later, the doctor called me and he told me that, John, your C-reactive protein came back high and your fecal cal protein came back positive. So there is something happening in your gut. And then so, it worried me a lot. So then I was like, okay, so can we do the colonoscopy? And he's like, absolutely. I write you a referral. Your colonoscopy is probably going to take about 3 to 4 months. And I told myself, I am not waiting that long to get a colonoscopy because I have seen stuff as a nurse. Okay? As a nurse, in my experience, that if you take so long to take care of your health, it's going to get worse, and sometimes it's irreversible and you cannot correct it anymore. So then I went to another doctor and I had to pay extra money for this for sure. And I told him I need a colonoscopy right now. When is the earliest possible? He's like, I can do it the week after your shows. And I was like, perfect. I will do that. And to guys let you know, for the people who was in San Francisco and Nashville, I was super sick on those days. I was literally in bed. I was running like a high fever. I had to take so much medication to feel better. I had a cold. I have everything. But all of those were internal sickness. So I was not contagious. And this is true and proven because I was with my assistant the whole time and he never caught the sickness from me. Like, I was literally coughing on his face and he did not caught any of those sickness because it was an internal inflammation inside my body that causes me to run a fever and those cough and blah, 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 blah. But yes, I was super sick. And actually, when I was in San Francisco, I was coughing so much. I had to chew all of those like candy. I forgot what it is, but it's good for your throat. I took Tylenol. I took ibuprofen. I took every single thing to feel better and to be able to give like 150% to the audience. And I was thanking God that I was able to do it. And same thing for Nashville, because I was not eating at all when we were there in Nashville and San Francisco, because I just cannot eat anything. My stomach is not tolerating it. Anyway, so I got back to Montreal, and then finally it's my colonoscopy. The prep, you guys, what the fuck is the prep? I literally stayed in my bathroom the whole like 48 hours of preparation. Shittiest fucking thing ever. Anyways, colonoscopy was fun in a way that I don't even remember what happened. They gave me the Midaz and the all the medication, and I just fall asleep, and I woke up. They're like, it's done. And then what happened next is my doctor called me 2 days after, and he told me there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. That is a good news, you guys. I'm super happy, but at the same time, I'm super frustrated and anxious because you're telling me nothing is wrong. Well, what the hell is all of those symptoms I just had? That is crazy to me, because it's better to have an answer than to have no answer at all. And for me, I feel like there's nothing wrong is a no answer for me. Again, I'm super thankful that nothing is wrong, but at the same time, then what is wrong with my gut? I started changing my diet a bit, and it's helping now. But again, I will spill the whole tea in another episode of the podcast, but I just want to update you guys with my health. It's good right now. I'm going to do some other few tests after my other shows, but I'm feeling better. I promise you guys. I am 120% right now, and it's just stressful because my health, my live shows, I'm moving, and all the other personal stuff that's going on in my life, because I am only human being. And this is your sign, and this is what you're looking for to see if you're the only one who's going through it. Bessie, we are all going through it. You're not fucking crazy. You're not hallucinating. You're not stupid for feeling the way you feel, because we are all going through something. But you gotta recognize again, like I told you, that when you need help, you gotta ask for that help. Remember, you cannot take everything on your own. That's not how life works. If you have people who loves you, people who cares for you, people who, matters for you, then ask for help. You need help. I ask for help with my family and stuff. I have a supportive family system. So that's really good for me, and it's helping me a lot. Okay? Anyways, Bestie, this is not the topic of this podcast, but I just want to update you. I want to give you guys a little bit of tea of my life, because we haven't had a conversation like this before, and we've been having a lot of guests, which I hope you guys really like, that I'm bringing a lot of guests. I'm trying to bring in a lot of different perspective in the podcast from different kind of professional, regular people and everything, and I'm doing my best to do that so that everyone can relate to the podcast and you don't feel alone, and you find a sense of like community or a sense of like relatability from someone. So I'm trying my best to bring every single one of the profession in this podcast. And I'm literally talking about like even a housekeeper, even like aid cares, even like someone who's working at McDonald's. So you feel related to them, because at some point in your life, we've done things like that. We've been in it. And I want you guys to feel good. Okay? Sounds good. Before we continue though, Bestie, do me a quick favor, please. Make sure that you download this episode and listen to the other episode of the podcast that you have not listened to. I guarantee you, Bessie, every single episode of the podcast has some education in it, has some entertaining stuff in it, and also it's something to help you relieve those anxiety, those stress, those feeling of, is it just me going through this? I promise you. Listen to all of it. Share it, please. It will really help our podcast to be out there and so other people can listen to it, not just us healthcare workers. And make sure that you follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That will also help you get notified when there's a new episode coming out for the podcast. And Bessie, please leave us a 5-star review so that our podcast is always out there in the charts. Okay. And also, if you want to check out my merch because nursing week is around the corner, bestie. If you are wanting to give something for your nurse bestie, for yourself, for your nurse wives, nurse husband, your team, hello management, get some Nurse John merch, okay? Go to www.nursejohn.com and we're going to be running sales this nursing week just for my nursing bestie. Look at this cup I'm holding right now. I love this so much. It's leak proof, you guys. Leak proof, leak proof, leak proof. I love this. It's not a Stanley, but it looks like a Stanley. But again, it's leak proof. It's better than a Stanley. The Stanley leaks a lot. That's why I changed kind of like the tumbler. But this one is caffeinated, medicated, hydrated. And you can find this on my website, www.nursejohn.com. And if you sign up in the newsletter, you can get a 10% discount. So get that discount, bestie, and get yourself some merch. And if you want some messages, just let me know. Message me on the website and I will leave you a message, like a cameo or anything like that. I will do it for you, just for you, bestie, okay? And also, if you don't know what keeps me caffeinated and what keeps me alive every single day, this is my new caffeine. So one thing the doctor told me is that I cannot consume coffee anymore. What a unfortunate event, okay? What a unfortunate event. Because he said it triggers some inflammation in your stomach. So good thing though, he said I can still drink my energy drinks, but again, in moderation. And I have been doing it in moderation. And if you're wondering what's my favorite energy drink, it's the one and only. Let me open it up for you like an ASMR. Rice Fuel. RYSEFUEL Fuel. And this one is Baja Burst. So if you guys want to get yourself some rice fuel on your shift at home when you need to be caffeinated, when you need to get off coffee for a bit, get yourself a rice fuel. You can find a rice fuel near you by typing in Google rice fuel locator and it will tell you the closest one to you. Cheers, bestie. Let's stay caffeinated. So good. And I promise you guys, I love this energy drink. There's so much flavor. They just released like a cotton candy one. There's a green apple or something like that. And there's so much more. Just check it out. I love you guys so much. All right, bestie. And you guys are probably wondering what the episode is all about for this week. And this week is all about mistreatment or abuse you have experienced working in healthcare, no matter what, if you're a nurse, a CNA, or whatever healthcare professional you are. The reason why I'm bringing this up as a topic is because in the internet on TikTok, I have been seeing so much abuse that healthcare is experiencing again, and specifically nurses. You guys, it's getting freaking crazy out here. And a lot of this abuse is coming from patients, the people that we are literally risking our life for. Patients. And it's, you guys, I am so aggravated. I am fueling up right now just because don't even fucking tell me that, well, you choose to be a nurse, so why the hell are you complaining about your job? I am not complaining about my job, and first of all, I am grateful to be a nurse, but being mistreated and being abused physically, emotionally, mentally by the people that we're risking our life for is a no fucking go for me. Because baby, just to let you know, FYI, you need us more than we need you. So to give context to what I'm talking about in the internet is I saw one of the TikToks. There's a few of them happening recently about like abuse from nurses. But I saw this one where it's a mom. She went to the hospital to give birth. I think she has a doula, but at the same time, she still went to the hospital because I think the baby or her situation was critical and needs medical attention. Anyways, the whole thing, even though she still went to the hospital, that's the whole thing. And if you go to the hospital, that means you need help, right? Because you're not going to go to the hospital if you can take care of yourself, if you can figure it out yourself, correct? I just want to get a clarification here that if you go to the hospital, it means you need help. And who are those people that you need help from? Doctors, nurses, and every single one that is part of the healthcare system, right? Anyways, so apparently she was laboring. I completely forgot the whole history and whatnot. I only remember the trauma that she did. But she's having a labor and whatnot. And I think she asked the nurse to not touch her, and because she doesn't want to be touched. I think the nurse understand that. But at some point, the nurse wanted to take vitals. So, of course, the nurse has to touch the patient to be able to do vitals and do her assessment because that is part of our job. That is part of something we do as nurses. And again, if you're in the hospital, you need to abide by the things that we do. Let me clarify this before you guys say, well, patient has the right to refuse. Let me get to that, okay? I just want to make sure because some of you guys like to twist some shit on us, okay? If you go to the hospital, you need to understand that we have a job to do. And that job that we need to do, we have to provide that. And if you do not want any of that intervention and job that we need to do for your own safety, you can refuse it. And that's totally fine. And I always tell my patient, advocate for what you think is right. And that's totally, totally fine. She did advocate for herself by saying, please don't touch me. I don't want to be touched. And totally fine. But at some point, if this is your nurse for 12 hours, you cannot just be in a hospital laying in one of those beds, taking up space, and think that your nurse will not see you or do any assessment on her part to make sure that you are okay, and so is your baby at the same time. Okay? They have to do check, they have to verify things. And one more thing is we have to chart every single thing. We need something to chart. Okay? But the thing is, I think the nurse had to do some assessment and she finally asked, and I'm pretty sure that the nurse asked her permission and said what she has to do before she's doing it. We don't just grab people and do things unless they are incapable of doing it. We tell them what intervention we're going to be doing. Hi, Mr. Smith, I'm just coming in to check your blood pressure. And that means that I'm checking your blood pressure. But checking your blood pressure doesn't mean I'm just going to look in there and going to wait for the BP cuff to just fly or telepathically just attach to someone's arm and do its job without touching the patient, right? Do we agree with that? Or if I need to check your dilation as a labor and delivery nurse, I need to see that. I need to be able to touch you, right? Right? Good. An agreement. The nurse needed to do some assessment, and you know what the mom did? She got so pissed that the nurse touched her, and she's been asking her to not touch her. She punched the nurse. Punched the nurse. Holy fuck. And you know what the funny thing about this? She went on to say this on TikTok. She went on to say this on a podcast. She went on to different kind of social media space to tell her story, thinking that people will be on her side and think that people will be like, that's right, man. If she still touch you after you tell her, you deserve to fucking punch her. I'm sorry, but what the fuck? You punch your nurse. Can we do that as nurses? Punch our patient? Because I'm going to tell you right now, there are instances that, it boils our fucking blood, but we hold our thoughts, our emotions, and keep it to ourselves and scream in the bathroom when we are presented with rudeness, racist shit, and so many other things. Because we have to be the bigger person. And you going to podcasts and social media thinking that, telling your story, you will get some empathy in here by punching a nurse? Fuck no. What the fuck? Why did you go to the hospital in the first place? Stay at home, girl. Go get your help at home. Punch your doula. Like, no, that's not. Don't say that. Punch whoever else, but don't punch a healthcare worker who's trying to help you because you ask for help. Fucking ridiculous. And I am sorry, and I hope she's well. I hope she's coping well with her baby, and I hope the baby doesn't see this when she's 17, 18, and her mom is literally abusive. Like, this is crazy. And this is purely my opinion, and you guys cannot change my opinion, because for me, once you've physically done something to someone, you're part of the fucking problem. I'm so fucking sorry. Again, the context here doesn't add the fuck up. You went to the hospital to ask for help because you're giving birth, and you asked none of the healthcare workers to fucking touch you, and when they finally had to do something that it's probably very important for them to do, and you still refuse to, why the fuck are you in a hospital? Leave, girl. Go give birth at home, alone. Punch yourself if you're so mad. Like, what the hell? I'm sorry. Again, this is my opinion. I am holding and standing on my opinion, and nobody's gonna change that because you guys don't understand how much fucking abuse we nurses get. And you will never fucking understand that until you become one. Okay? So don't ever fucking tell us how to feel. I just hope there is a law where we can fight back. Because, baby, ooh. I'm telling y'all. Anyways, there's more other stories of nurses being abused lately on social media. And this, I'm not going to go through all of them because I have stories for you guys. But hell to the fucking nah. Already, we're being fucking buried by CEOs, hospitals, and shit. And even the people that we're fucking fighting for are doing this to us. You motherfuckers don't deserve us. You all motherfuckers don't deserve us. I am so sorry again. You guys don't deserve us. We need to be transported to another fucking like planet or something where we are actually fucking, valued for who we are and what we do. Because, Anyways, you guys, I ask a bunch of people in social media to share their mistreatment and abuse story from all different kinds. And it's not just patient, but I want them to let it all out. So we are reading all of these stories anonymously from all these people who have submitted their stories. Again, TMI and, just FYI, trigger warning, there's going to be abuse stories in here. If the things ever gets heavy, I just want you to pause, take some break. You can come back to it or not. But I think we can all find some relief and some relatability in some of this. And it might even help you process all the traumas that you've gone through. And just know that we all have each other's back. Us nurses, we all have each other back. Us healthcare worker, we have each other back, baby. We will fucking fight for our right, okay? Let's start this conversation. Okay, we're gonna go light in here, okay? We're gonna start lightly. Our first ever submission. I had a 92-year-old, 100 pounds female COVID patient who was so agitated and being feisty, she was sitting in the chair and stood up and pushed the oxygen tank towards me. Wow. Physical abuse. Luckily, I was able to dodge it because we also learn martial arts, as nurses at work. It was never taught to us, but we had to learn it. My mistake was when I turned my back to use the computer and she hit me with her cane. Beautiful. I don't know about older people, but some older people are just so feisty and so rude. And I do understand that these people, they're straightforward and they can all be sweet, caring, lovely. But some, you guys, I'm like, listen, you're probably here because you don't got help. No one wants to help you. You need help from us. You need us to take care of you. And you expect us to be your slaves? To do whatever you guys want? When we are not a one-to-one caretaker. We probably have 12, 15, 20 different patients. And you guys are gonna give back to us with abuse? But the thing is, ma'am, sir, wake the fuck up. You need us, so treat us with respect just as much as we are treating you with respect. Anyways, I'm so sorry that you experienced that. I hope you did an incident report. And maybe I'm super feisty today. I'm just so agitated and so furious about all of this like rudeness and abuse that we are receiving as nurses. You guys, this is not right. This is not correctly right. Like and it's okay to feel how you want to feel. That's why this is how I feel for all my fucking sisters and brothers, because they deserve fucking, compensation and some fucking light to this situation. And maybe just to let you guys know that if you guys ever do something bad to us, that shit goes into charting and that will stay with you. And I don't care. I don't care. I will write every single detail that you did to me. If you ever physically abused me or done something to me, that will be on your charting and everyone will see it and it will follow you. Okay, besties, next story. I'm a new grad LPN from Canada and my first nursing job was horrific. I only lasted a few days of my orientation due to bullying from other nurses. After 2 or 3 days on orientation, some elder nurses were forcing me to do things on my own now instead of always asking help from my preceptor. I was overwhelmed trying to learn where everything is and how everything worked. I was fresh out of school. It kept getting worse and lots of elder nurses were gossiping about me. They would yell at me in front of the team and the patients. One day, the manager came on the unit to help us because we are short staff. And that morning, I got a good yelling at for some reason for something that was not my fault. I asked the manager if I could speak to him privately that day, and one of the nurses who embarrassed and humiliated me that morning saw me and talked to him. That is crazy. See, it's not just patient that we're dealing with. It's also colleague, it's also management, it's a lot of things. And it sucks because, again, we already have so much in our plate and we even have to deal with all of these other things in our career. Bullying. We've talked about this, guys, in other podcasts, but I really need to reiterate it and repeat it to you guys that if you notice any red flags with your coworkers, leave that work. Change work. It's going to be a toxic environment. I am telling you now. You have to realize that there is evil eye. There's people who's going to be jealous of you. And there's going to be people who's going to want nothing but to bring you down. If you experience this kind of bullying from other nurses, leave the job, bestie. You are in need everywhere else. Our next story. Girl, I love you and other nurses, but some nurses are rude. I work as a pharmacy technician and currently in school to be a pharmacist. I'm currently working in a closed-door pharmacy and mostly interact with nurses. We have so many incidents with rude nurses, but there was one time where the nurse said, "You're just a pharmacy technician." Sis. I also had a nurse told my coworker, "You're just a pharmacy technician. Not even that important." Girl, I went off. I know nurses work hard and hats off because it's a tough field, and so is pharmacy field. Without pharmacy world, nurses, docs can perform the care patient needs without those meds that also helps them get better. I love you just need to put it out there because there's so many pharmacies and techs gets put down by nurses. This is completely true and I completely agree with you that there are people out there, again, who just cannot take the fact that there are people who are doing good in life, who are thriving and they're just jealous, bitter because they're in a state. Again, when people are hating, when people are negative, it reflects to the fact that they are not in a good place. And the only way they can feel better is by bringing someone down. And that's how haters are. So all you have to do is realize that whatever opinion is coming from someone who is not you, because the only opinion that matters is what you tell yourself every single day, is nothing that you should be worried of. It's nothing that you should even care about, because any opinion other than your opinion about yourself does not fucking matter at all. Remember that, baby. And you are not just a pharmacy technician, you are a fucking pharmacy technician. You are a must, you are part of the team, you are in need, you are a fucking superstar. Remember that. Tell that to yourself every fucking day, okay? You don't gotta be a nurse, you don't gotta be a doctor to be someone else. You are a pharmacy technician and you are slaying that fucking job. You better fucking believe that, bitch. Say it with me. I'm a fucking pharmacy technician. That's it, baby. Earn that. You earn that shit. Remember that. Next. And I'm sorry, guys, for cussing. I just want to be really real here because this episode, anyways, is just giving a lot of like, I'm going to cuss the fuck out of all of these abusers and all of these mistreatments that we're getting. Next. When I work night shift, I'm a med-surg nurse. Okay, represent med-surg, baby, my girls. I was told I was getting admission from the ICU that had been determined he needed med-surg, not step down. I look all through this patient charts and his ammonia levels were wild. Was an ETO patient that circled the drain on our floor a few days prior that had been moved to ICU and coming back to us. Something in my gut just told me this patient was not safe to come to our floor. Against my wishes and begging, charge okayed for PD to come to me. Wow. What a beautiful charge nurse. Can relate. My God, had this many, many times. When the patient got there, it was like all hell broke loose. Non-stop screaming in soft restraint, but the man was huge and kept getting them loose. I was constantly having to go in there and tighten them down. I went to fix his sheet and he tried to kick me in the head. Then he laughed and said how funny it is would have been if he would have done it. So I called a code to get a team to help me get him calmed down, and everything escalated so quickly. It took 7 of us to hold him down and put him on restraints. That is freaking crazy. And girl, I am so sorry. I can relate to this. We are always like overestimated in a negative way because again, some managers, I am not saying every managers, again, don't take it far. Some managers, though, have never stepped their fucking foot on the floor. You know? Have never stepped their fucking foot on the floor to see how crazy it is to work in the fucking unit and thinks that his or her nurses are capable of handling things they don't even know if they can handle themselves. And they would always say, oh my God, if I was on the floor, so fucking get on the floor, bitch. Get on the floor, take that patient that we don't want to take because it's fucking risky and it's not safe, and do it. Show us how it's done. And tell us everything went well. That is something that some managers need to fucking understand, that if you have not been on the floor and all things you've heard and all things you've seen was written in a paper and you've never been in it physically, don't you ever fucking think that we can handle it. I'm so sorry, girl. I hope everything is okay. Don't trust this manager. Find another work. Thank you. Next. I am a CNA, and sometimes they have CNAs sitting for patients when they become confused or combative. This one night, I was sitting for a patient that was hallucinating. He kept thinking he was seeing someone staring at him from outside of the window. Granted, we were on the 8th floor. Then he kept wanting to call people on the hospital phone, so we called whoever he wanted. Then 2 seconds later, he would forget that he called someone and wanted to call again. I reminded him, you just called them, and then he would settle down. Next thing he did is what forever scarred me for life. He sat up on the edge of his bed, facing the window, and began eating his food on the side table. Next thing I know was the pitcher full of ice water was thrown at my face. Oh my God. Opening and spilling all over me, drenching me in ice cold water. From the shock, I stood up and looked down at my feet, thinking, what the hell just happened? So I have a question to you guys. So in this case, the patient has some mental issues, as you know, as we have listened to and heard. But sometimes management and situation warrant is as the patient is not in the right mind, so they're not responsible for what they've done. What do you guys think about that? Because in my opinion, again, my opinion, they are still responsible for what they did, even though they're not in the right mind. Again, they've done it, right? But again, sometimes and many times, like all of those, like, you know, shootings that we've been hearing on the news, that the person was mentally ill and was schizophrenic, blah, 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 blah. And they're not, you know, they're not guilty or they're not responsible for that because they should have gotten help. Baby, if they can do things like that, they're on the right fucking mind. And that's just my opinion. I am so sorry. That's my opinion. And I'm not saying that everyone else's opinion. But just to clarify this again, because people like to twist things, is that sure, when you're in a mental health situation state, like schizophrenia, bipolar, whatever, there is still some consciousness in you that knows what the fuck you are doing. And that's just how I know. Science. Okay? And if I'm wrong, please explain this to me. Because again, if someone abused me at work and did that to me, I'm reporting them. I'm sorry. It's not just hallucination or whatever. Report. Abuse. Sorry. That's all. And I'm so sorry, girl, that you experienced this. I hope you reported that person and made sure that everything was charted. Next, I'm a medical assistant and I work at this clinic, and I'm getting too mentally and physically exhausted dealing with my doctor. Just because he went to Harvard for God knows what, he had to talk down to all of us all the time. Great, you went to Harvard, but we get it. You're smart, but doesn't mean you have to treat your staff like shit. I know I'm not close to what nurses deals with in the field, but props to you guys. So first of all, you don't have to compare yourself to nurses. You are a medical assistant. You are your own fucking queen. You are your own fucking profession. You have your own struggles. You better fucking know that your job is a must. Second, for this very situation, I feel you, girl. This is why, I made some skits of doctors recently of how, like, there's gonna be like some interns or some new docs coming into your floor, and you don't even get a hi, you don't even get an introduction, no nothing. They just want you to do the job. And I have gotten some comments in it where some doctors have replied like, oh my God, but the doctor says, hey, can you do this for me? Put this order. Thanks, bye. No, you don't conversate to us like that. First of all, we have names. If you're new in the unit, it is your job to ask us and to get to know the people that you're working with, because that is something we do. We want to know who's the doctor we're working with. We want to know, who's nutritionist, social worker we're working with, because we're going to be working hand in hand together, right? But if you're coming into the floor just to order us to, do a verbal order for you or do these things without even saying please or thank you or introducing yourself, fuck no. And some doctors, I felt like, was offended by that, and they're like, oh, now we have to spend 5 minutes of our time that we don't already have to get to know you guys? Yes, bitch, you have to. I'm so sorry. I am really super mad about that. Yes, you need that 5 minutes to get to know us, Because you know what, girl? It would make your life easier if you develop a good relationship with your nurses. Guess what? If you probably spend that 5 minutes getting to know us, being nice, building that strong connection with us, you can probably just walk in sometimes. Can you start this on the patient? Can you do that for my patient? Can you do this? Blah 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 blah. We would probably do it without you even saying hey or hello or how are you. You know why? Because we built a rapport. We built a relationship. But if you stand your first fucking foot on the floor thinking that because you're a medical student, you're a doctor, you're a PGY1, PGY2, PGY3, thinking that you are above us, baby, fuck no. I am not taking no fucking orders from you. You speak to me with respect. You speak to me with. You speak. You speak to me how you should be speaking to me as a person and as a professional. Thank you. And I am sorry you're going through this because, again, some fucking doctors just think so much that they went so much years in medicine that they know better, baby. You cannot think that you know better than us nurses because, baby, we spend 24/7 and the information you got and you have about the patient was coming from us. How? Because your medical students, your PGY 1, 2, 3, 4, got all of that information where? From us, on our charting, on our reports, on our rounds. Yes, baby, all coming from us. So you better know that all the information you know was from us. So sit the fuck down and learn to respect us. Thank you. Because I can relate to this too much because I know damn well a surgeon. So good. So good at what he's doing. Amazing surgeon, but a fucking ass to nurses. I don't know why. Apparently he got fucking anger management. Where's that coming from? From your medical student who have experienced it too. Thank you. Next. I am an LVN. I currently work as a... Oh, she said the place. We were not going to mention that. I am an LV and I currently work at blank and the patient load is no joke. But I love my patient and they love me. But what's stopping me for really loving and enjoying my current job is the management. They have their favoritism and will favor their favorites more even if they don't be doing an excellent job. The management currently are snobbing me due to an incident that they are trying to force me to do. Doubles. Because their favorite did not want to stay. And I mean, I get it. The day before that she did a double because her reliever called off and decided to work again the next day. I declined to stay just because I already had family plans literally the next day. But they keep trying to convince me to stay and made it sound that all responsibilities would be with me. I used to be a people pleaser with them. I would always say yes to whatever they asked me to do, but I'm getting so sick and tired of getting taken advantage of. So that one time I stood up for myself and respectfully declined, they suddenly turned their backs against me. They will snob right past me. They would say hi to other colleagues that are literally either beside me or few walks away from me, and they would acknowledge them, but not when I try to greet them and smile. They would just avoid looking at me or just ignore me even if they heard me. What's the point of the on-call nurses? It's just not fair. All the hard work I do for my job and all they look at are all the wrongs. But nonetheless, I work to be with my patients, period, and provide care for them and not to kiss anyone's asses. It's just hard to work in such a toxic environment. First of all, girly, fucking slay, bitch. You did that. You ate that. You put that boundaries at work. You made them known, baby, you aren't gonna convince me to do that. And again, when your coworker and management act like this, these are kids. Immature people that needs to go back to kindergarten or something and learn something or two. Because probably a 10-year-old is even mature than them. If they're playing this kind of game where you declined it and now they're all not talking to you, talking about you, gossiping about you, or just ignoring you flatly, this is fucking kids. This is what kids do in high school. Don't be forced by all of this like gaslighting from management or like making you feel guilty for not doing it because others are doing it. That's not your responsibility. You have to realize that. And thank you for doing what you do. Leave that fucking work though, girl. Please leave that work. You're too good. Your physical, mental, and emotional health are gonna be destroyed working with these people. Please do yourself a favor and leave this fucking job immediately. Immediately, baby. I'm gonna take a fucking Uber for you, okay? Love you. Next. I'm a new grad social worker, just started a new caseload on a med-surg unit at the hospital. Okay, med-surg social worker. That's gonna be fucking tough, girl. I had a patient who treated the hospital like a hotel. Would leave for days, and when they would come back and scream demands at the RNs to only pay attention to them, patient ended up leaving AMA. Perfect. And be advised if they can no longer leave on extended passes. If they left, they were declared AMA, which we do. Today, I received a phone call from the patient asking where their welfare check were. Wow, the nerves. And then expected social work to find furniture for their new place, was illegally evicted and previous stuff was thrown out, and to call their community support on her behalf when they were fully capable of doing so themselves. When told that wasn't social worker role, the patient screamed at me over the phone, stating, "You're not helpful at all, and you were supposed to do all of these things for me," and then hang up. Girl, good thing he hang up and you weren't the one who needed to hang up, because first of all, that's not your job. Social work doesn't stand for assistant, okay? You guys aren't someone's fucking assistant and like, do this for me, do this for that. You guys are there to help them if they're cooperative. And it's okay for us too, nurses and healthcare workers, to refuse to give help to people who are disrespecting us. Just to let you know, just an FYI to whoever is listening who's not in healthcare, we can refuse to give help to. Okay? Baby, if management ever fires me for refusing to give help to someone who's disrespectful to me, I am gladly getting fired. I will fucking dance to that hallway out. Okay? Because that just means that the management doesn't care about you and this whole fucking unit is fucked up. But yes, we can. And good for you, girl. I hope you didn't offer any help. I hope he or she figures it out themselves. Because if they're able to get out of the hospital every now and then, they can probably figure out those shit too. And again, if you're not in the hospital, you're not our fucking responsibility, baby. Bye. Because, you know, if we are going to be responsible to you every time you come out without notice and shit like that, then why can't we take care of everyone else too who's sick and outside of the hospital? Right? We got to be fair. We got to be fair. Good for you, girl. I hope you didn't do anything about that situation because it's not your problem. Next. To do with your post on your story about nurses being mistreated, I had a hospital work placement on a children's ward, and we had a little boy that broke his both arms, and he had to have his surgery to realize his bone in his arm to heal right. Once he was back on the ward and he had woken up from the anesthesia, he was in quite a bit of pain. And the nurse I was shadowing was in the process of sorting the medication to do around the wards to give her patients the needed medication. The little boy dad was really pissed and annoyed due to this and got up into the nurse's face shouting how she needs to give him something and she needs it now. The nurses tried to explain how he can't have anything for about 5 to 10 minutes due to the pain medication he'd been given already when he had the surgery done. This angered the guy more and he started shouting even louder about how the nurse is supposedly useless and how if she won't give his pain medication, he'd go do it himself. Well, that's some fucking fancy word from you, Dad. First of all, though, I just want to recognize that it is really, really stressful for family members to see their loved ones suffering, and mostly if it's a child, it is hard, okay? It is really hard to see someone suffering. And I have been on that situation too. where I got pissed because my mom wasn't getting the medical attention she needs and she's in so much pain and everything. Frustrating, right? But you guys have to realize that it is not our fault, us nurses, that we have to follow certain type of rules. If your child got a medication like Dilaudid, and the next one that they can get it is after 4 hours, and we still have that 5 to 10 minutes to break the 4 hours, we have to wait. Sometimes we can break that barriers depending on the situation, but you have to realize that this is a child. A child's way of digesting and breaking down medication is very different to an adult. The consequences of opioids is really high for children. That's why pediatrics has a certain type of measurements and different kind of things like the height, the weight, and everything, because they can get toxicity faster than an adult. You cannot force us and scream to us and tell us, do this now, or if not, I will do it myself. So access the pixie, bitch. Where's your code? Access the pixie, bitch. And let me tell you, I just learned this now. If a dad wants to do that, or a parent or a family member wants to do that, I will gladly let them. I will take a video though, that if for whatever reason something happens to the patient, that's on them. And I will document it, and I will make sure there are other nurses. I will call security too. But I will, it's 2024, guys. Sometimes it's not worth your time, or it's not worth your, the low fucking pay that you get to be dealing with this kind of shit. And again, I understand the perspective of the dad, but at the same time, he's not supposed to shout at the nurses and get his anger out of the people that's helping his fucking kid. Next. I work in a PICU and had the top heart surgeon overseeing my patient. He was known for rudeness, and if he didn't like you or how you were caring for his patient, you could kiss your PICU career goodbye. So he comes in to see my assigned patient. I was terrified because I had just started. I made sure I had everything I could think of that he might need in my pocket. Sure enough, he is asking for things, and like a rapid fire, I was handing it to him. He turns around and say, "Wow, the rest of you should be like her." Although I was relieved that I still had my fledgling career, the dirty looks I got from my colleagues were not worth the effort. Okay, let's start with a few things in here. So first of all, it is rightfully so that you did what you had to do, because again, you're starting. You probably had the imposter syndrome, and you've heard news and things about this doctor, and you want to prepare yourself, right? You don't want to end up getting criticized by this doctor. So that's totally fine, because you are a new nurse. I think what's wrong with that is, first of all, that's a people-pleasing personality situation where you're doing something so that someone is happy. Again, you don't have to compromise and force yourself to do something just so someone else is happy. Again, it's not about someone's happiness. It's about your happiness. This is your life. This is your career. And if they don't like it, they don't fucking like it. Goodbye, baby. Doesn't matter if he is the top heart surgeon. Fuck him. Okay? Fuck him. Second, again, status here, he is not above you because he is a top heart surgeon. Okay? You guys are in the same fucking level. Even though you just started your career, same level, baby. You are not his assistant. I just want to remember that. And the thing though is, if you keep doing this to him and at some point you made a mistake, he will fucking criticize you no matter what. Third, those nurses are fucking jealous. Okay? It's not your fault that you were praised by this doctor. It's the doctor's fault for saying that kind of shit in front of them, because they did not deserve that. No, they don't have to be like you. And no, you're not better than any of the other nurses. You guys are all the same. But that fucking doctor is the fucking problem. Those nurses should have not rolled their fucking eyes on you and rolled on the fucking doctor and say, "I'm sorry, motherfucker, but we're all the same here." Okay, we got two more. We got two more in here, besties. Hi, I was a new grad on a PCU where we also were the primary stroke unit. We were a small community hospital, so we got everything: stroke, cardiac, plus every cardiac drip, med surge, overflow, you name it. We were averaging 7 to 8 patients to start the shift, with even though the acuity was so high. Lots of dependent patients, feeding tubes, borderline, step down patients. We were drowning every day, and our A&M, assistant nurse manager, would leave by 3 p.m. She had the audacity to tell us that we need better time management and that if she was on the floor, she would have no issue getting any and all the tasks done. Yet she never helped or took a patient assignment when we were sure. We were just talking about this, bestie. I swear to God, some managers are just out of touch, you guys. I don't know what the hell they think you guys can handle when they're doing those fucking schedules. But again, if you've never set foot on the floor, have taken patience, on your own, you have no right to tell us how to better manage our time. If you're leaving at 3, that means your job was fucking easier, bitch. Because if you really want to help us and if you really know how struggling it is, you would come to the floor and help us. I know managers have a different job, you guys have a different stress, but again, that's totally fine and completely understandable. But someone coming off to the nurses and telling them, you guys should learn how to better manage your time. No, baby. No. If you come there and say, guys, here, I got you all a pizza, which is not, the best fucking gift, but here's some pizza, guys. I got you guys some drinks also. And please make sure that you don't take overtime, you guys, because you deserve to get home. And actually, I'm going to go into the floor and help you guys. Which side of the unit do you guys need help the most? I'll spend, 1 or 2 hours to help you guys. That's how a manager should be. Sorry. Again, it's my opinion. If it offends you, you're the problem. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, girl, but leave this place, please. Leave this place right now. Okay. Our last story, and this is the longest, and oh my God, this is also traumatizing. Unfortunately, my plan didn't. Oh, shit. Okay. Hey, John. So, this is a pretty recent one. I am an ICU nurse, and I had a patient that came to Germany to a family member who is a doctor. Due to a couple events that have been completely the patient's fault, he ended up in the ICU. Since he wasn't able to speak German, just Russian, 2 other colleagues and me, we were the only ones able to communicate with him. Since he did not have any money in euros, I made up this whole plan organizing his discharge, calling and getting clothes from the psychiatric ward, finding a hotel and a spot where he could exchange money, and even organize a Russian-speaking taxi driver. But unfortunately, my plan didn't work out, and we had to keep the patient in an internal medicine ward for 2 days, just so he doesn't have to sleep on the street and his family could come and get him. So again, first of all, though your plan did not work, still thank you for doing that extra things to make it work for your patient, because again, that is above your pay grade, but you did that because you care, because you have a heart, right? When I personally even brought him to the other unit, he started acting out and throwing out things like, where's the snack buffet and when will I get your phone number? Because in case there are any questions you need to be available for me. I completely lost it when I opened the door to his room and he said, are you serious? I have to sleep with this N-word in one room because his fellow patient was black. Oh my God. I was so extremely disappointed, and it hurt because you give so much kindness and pour your heart into it, and it all ends up being for a racist that would like to get their buffet card. This is honestly one of the most traumatic things that has happened to me. Now, before I start, please let me make it clear that I completely understand people that have a traumatic experience and the response to it, but this made me question my belief in people so much. We had a patient that was admitted one day prior to the event because of pulmonary embolism. The next day, she was stable but had multiple conditions, including severe overweight, cardiac, and pulmonary problems. So while I was on my shift, this patient started coding while her husband was present. We had to put her on ECMO, but unfortunately, she didn't make it. Now, the intern doctor and I tried to explain to the husband, who was in the medical field himself, that we did everything that modern medicine could do for his wife. I took care of him and talked to him for 3 hours while he was in his wife's room, but then the horror started. He started insulting me and the intern that we are incompetent and that no one told him that the pre existing condition are a possible danger to his wife's life. At one point, he came over, slapped my belly, and told me that since I'm a little overweight, oh my fucking god, I'll probably die the same fucking way his wife did. What the fuck? Are you serious? What the hell? The most horrific thing was that he demanded an autopsy and threatened us if there would be found anything that still would have been possible to do, he would come to the unit and shoot us with his rifle. Holy fuck. Are you kidding me? This is fucking horrifying. I was honestly horrified. When I left the hospital that evening and walked to my car, I saw him parked outside and he was clearly looking at me. I took an extra detour of 6 miles this evening while driving home. My colleague who was taking care of his wife prior to me was even visited too by him at 11 p.m. on night shift because he had called and asked when the specific nurse is going to be there and one of my colleagues told him over the phone. Oh, fucking hell. What the fuck? That is crazy. This man is a psychopath. This man is narcissistic. And this man is fucking abusive. And I don't know about the wife, but the wife probably experienced abuse too. Because if he can do that to strangers, he can do that to anyone else. And I feel bad for the wife, but he slap your belly and tell that you're probably gonna die the same way my wife did. What the actual fuck? I would have slapped him right there. I would have called security and get him on the fucking ground and threaten you guys that he will shoot you with a rifle. Restraining fucking order. This man's picture has to be everywhere in every single hospital as danger to anyone. Because what the fuck is that? I would not let that happen. Oh my god. That is a police report. This man needs to be arrested because that is not right. What the fuck? And followed you guys? That is literally harassment. Oh my god. Oh my god. I am so sorry that you guys went through this. This is crazy. And for people who thinks this is not true, this is happening to a lot of us nurses and healthcare workers. Abuse, physical, emotional, and mental abuse. And the thing is, it's still happening to this day. And I get it. It's tough to be in a hospital. I was just a patient myself, and it made me realize how hard it is to be a patient. But fuck no, I would treat this healthcare worker with disrespect. There's people who are not being paid right, and you're still gonna treat them shit? What the actual fuck is that? I have to take a deep breath, you guys. I am so sorry. This is a lot to take in, you guys, and this is a lot of if you gone through the end of this, I am so proud of you. If it triggered events from your past, I am so sorry. But I hope this helps you clear up that you are not the only one that's going through it, and we are all going through it. But guys, please, my nurses, my healthcare workers, you guys have to realize that you don't have to get through all of this fucking abuse. You can stop this by loving yourself, by taking care of yourself, by stepping yourself away from this situation. You don't have to stay in a job where you're not happy and you feel threatened, you feel anxious, and you hate it. You don't have to stay in it. It might be your favorite job, but again, if there's toxicity in it, it will fucking drain you. You will hate something you love. And you don't want that. So please, 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 please learn to say no, learn to put your boundaries, and learn to love yourself. Actually, there is one submission here that I just want to read to you guys because it was really, really, really nice. This is from I will call her a good friend. She was in one of my Trova trip. I had a trip last year in Bali, Indonesia, and she came. Her name is Andrea. Hi John, hope you are well, and I hope you remember me from our Bali Trova trip. I love your podcast and wanted to extend my hand and reach out to you to let you know something I don't share often, but as a nurse, it is important to bring to light. I am a recovering alcoholic. At one point, I had 5 years sober and was sober in nursing school. Before I took my NCLEX, I relapsed and I started going to work hungover, and it was affecting me as a nurse. Today, I am 1.5 years sober, and I wanted to see if maybe this is something you would like to extend to your viewers on your podcast. Mental health and substance abuse is an issue and are high among nurses, and I would love to share my experience. If anyone out there is struggling, maybe give them a little hope. Thank you so much, Andrea, for being an open book, and you've always been an open book and have shared so much stuff to, us and to me. And first of all, I just want to recognize I am so, so proud of you. 1.5 years, Andrea, and you are amazing. You're doing so well. Keep going, and remember this, that so many people loves you and you are meant to be here. You are worthy, you are smart, you are beautiful. Such a beautiful human inside and out. And I wanted to mention this because it is true. With all of this abuse and stress and things that we're going through as nurses, we tend to numb ourselves after experiencing these traumatic events, correct? And we don't numb ourselves with good things, we numb ourselves with bad things, such as overeating, alcohol, maybe drugs, maybe all of these other things. And again, none would understand it and would ever see it unless they are on my shoes. Because once I go into the hospital, I'm a complete different person. I'm a nurse. You would not even know I'm struggling mentally, or I have ADHD, or I have depression, or I have anxiety, or I have traumatic experience. You would not see that because we stay strong for all of you and for those even who abuses us, okay? And we tend to, again, just going back, we tend to numb ourselves with alcohol, smoking, all of this stuff. Because again, just explaining these things to like family members, your partner, they would never get it. They would never understand what you're going through. And you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna numb myself and drink it away. And I know I have done like a few videos of me drinking wine because it's true. I do drink wine when I'm super stressed and whatnot. But I just realized how bad it is for us that we are killing ourselves trying to care for other people when we should be taking care of ourselves before anyone else. And this is why I truly believe in self-care is self-love, like I always have, is that you cannot be pouring wine. You cannot be pouring on an empty cup. Because unless that cup is filled and overflowing, you should not be giving it to anyone. And I know I have repeated this many times, you guys, but I need you guys to realize that you are your most important patient. And the thing is, again, we resort on things that are bad for us and we don't realize it. And guys, I overeat after a shift. Like I would pass by a McDonald's or Burger King and get myself food because it makes me happy. I feel like that's the reward I need. But then my cholesterol are getting high. I'm getting all of this other sickness and stuff. And at the end, guys, we don't want to be in the deathbed. So please, if you're suffering from alcoholism, any addiction, overeating, binge eating, please seek help. My nurses, my healthcare worker, it's so important that you guys recognize when something is wrong. If you can do that for your patients, you can do that for yourself. And you know it, but you're ignoring it. And don't ignore it, bestie, okay? You deserve so much better. You deserve a better health, a better job, escape from this traumatic shit. You can do it. I believe in you. I trust in you. But you gotta believe in yourself too. Because even though a lot of people believes in you, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't love yourself, it will never work out. It has to start from you, in your heart, bestie. And thank you guys. Thank you so much for listening to this. This is our pre-nursing week episode. I wanted to start the negative and then we move on to the positive after kind of thing. But thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys learned a lot from here. And I'm sorry if it triggers some, past memories, but I hope it helps you guys too. Because again, we are all in this together. I want you to remember my fucking nurse. To all my healthcare workers, you guys are amazing too. But for my fucking nurses, for my people, we deserve so much better. We are worthy. We matter. We are loved. And we are in fucking need. Okay? We got this. I love you guys so much. Do me a quick favor, Bessie. If you're listening to the very end of the podcast, make sure that you share this podcast. Follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And again, Bessie, this will really help our podcast to be out there and so other people can listen to it. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. And again, check out my merch, www.nursejohn.com. Sign up to the newsletter so you can get a discount code. And don't forget to get your nurses something for Nursing Week. Go visit my merch, get them a merch, www.nursejohn.com. They deserve it more than a fucking pizza in a pan or a brand oatmeal or some shit like that. Okay? I love you guys so much. I will see you again next week. Love you, besties.